Welcome back, everyone. So, in our last episode, we talked about everyday expressions, and I got so much great feedback. People saying they finally feel like they're speaking more naturally. So, today we're building on that, and we're going to focus on how native speakers talk about technology in their daily lives.
Oh, this is such a relevant topic. I mean, technology is literally everywhere now, and I feel like it's one of those IELTS topics that comes up constantly, but people don't always have the right language for it.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that technology vocabulary has evolved so much. Like 10 years ago, nobody was saying, I'll just Google it as a verb, and now it's completely normal.
Right, or can you Zoom me later? Using brand names as verbs. That's so common now.
It really is. So let's start from the beginning. How would you say technology has changed your daily routine? And I want you to answer the way you'd naturally talk to a friend.
Okay, so honestly, I'm glued to my phone from the moment I wake up. I check my messages, scroll through the news, and before I know it, half an hour has gone by.
Glued to my phone? Perfect. That's such a vivid expression. It means you're completely absorbed. You can't pull yourself away. And before I know it, that shows time passing faster than expected. Both of these are gold for IELTS.
And it's funny because I always tell myself I'll cut back on screen time, but I never actually follow through.
Follow through. Another brilliant one. It means to actually complete something you planned or promised. I said I'd exercise every day, but I never followed through. Very natural.
So, what about when we're talking about the downsides of technology? Because I think examiners love it when you can present both sides.
Absolutely. Showing balance is a band 7 and above skill. So instead of just saying technology is bad for young people, a more nuanced way to put it would be technology has its drawbacks, particularly when it comes to younger generations.
Has its drawbacks. That sounds so much more sophisticated than just saying has problems.
Exactly. And you can follow it up with that said or having said that to introduce the other side. Like, technology has its drawbacks. That said, it's opened up incredible opportunities for learning and connection.
So, that said is like a pivot phrase. It signals you're about to present a contrasting point.
Spot on. And in IELTS Part 3, where you're having that deeper discussion with the examiner, pivot phrases are incredibly useful. They show coherence and the ability to argue both sides.
What about when you want to agree with something but add a nuance? Like you don't fully agree, but you don't want to just say yes, but.
Great question. Native speakers use phrases like, I see where you're coming from, but, or you've got a point, although, or even, that's where, but I'd argue that these are so much richer than a plain yes, but.
I see where you're coming from. It sounds respectful and thoughtful at the same time.
And that tone, respectful, thoughtful, is exactly what you want in an IELTS speaking test. You're not arguing with the examiner, you're having a considered discussion. Big difference.
Let's talk about social media specifically because that always comes up. How would a native speaker describe their relationship with it?
Oh, so naturally, you'd hear things like, I'm trying to be more mindful about how much time I spend online. Or, I took a digital detox last month and it was honestly eye-opening.
Digital detox. I love that phrase. It means deliberately stepping away from screens and devices for a period of time.
And eye-opening means something that reveals a new perspective or surprises you. The documentary was really eye-opening, super versatile across many IELTS topics.
What about talking about the future of technology? Because part 3 questions often push you to speculate.
For speculating, native speakers use softened future language. Instead of robots will replace all jobs, you'd say, there's a real possibility that automation could reshape the job market significantly. See how that sounds more measured and academic?
Reshape the job market. That's a really strong collocation. Much better than just change jobs.
Collocations are everything in IELTS. Reshape, revolutionize, transform. These are all powerful verbs that go well with technology topics. And you can pair them with nouns like the job market, the education sector, social dynamics.
So it's about having those word partnerships ready in your head before you even walk into the exam room.
Exactly. You're building a mental vocabulary bank. And the more you hear these expressions in natural conversation, like right now, the more automatic they become.
This honestly makes exam prep feel so much less intimidating. It's just about absorbing natural language.
That's it. Okay, let's move into our post-session breakdown. Here are all the key language takeaways from today.
Ready.
First, glued to something, meaning completely absorbed, unable to stop. IELTS use. Young people are often glued to their screens for hours each day. Follow through. To complete an intended action. Many people set goals but fail to follow through on them. Has its drawbacks. A formal way to say something has negatives, essential for balanced arguments in part 3. That said, having said that, pivot phrases for introducing contrast. Use these constantly in discussions. I see where you're coming from. Shows you've understood a viewpoint before offering your own. Examiners love this. Eye-opening, something that changes your perspective or surprises you. Traveling abroad was a truly eye-opening experience, super versatile across many IELTS topics. Digital detox, a period of intentionally avoiding technology, great for environment, health, and technology topics. Reshape the job market, a strong collocation for discussing technology's impact, can substitute reshape with transform or revolutionize. Pronunciation tip. Eye-opening. Stress falls on I. Say it eye-opening, not eye-opening. Practice it a few times until it feels natural. Grammar note. Notice how we used modal verbs for speculation, like could reshape, might transform. There's a possibility that this hedging language is critical for part 3, where you're asked to predict or speculate about the future. Practical IELTS tip. Before your test, prepare 3 to 4 collocations for each major topic: technology, environment, education, culture. Having these ready means you're not searching for words mid-answer, which keeps your fluency score high.
Honestly, every episode I feel like I'm picking up tools I can actually use straight away.
That's the goal. Practical, usable language, not just theory. We'll be back for episode 3, where we're talking about environment and climate, another huge IELTS topic with some amazing vocabulary to explore.
Can't wait. See you there.